All right, now I'm good. Ready? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boys Dressing Room podcast. I'm Ben Huffman, joined by my best friend and co-host, Aiden McCoy. Woo! This week's episode is the first episode of the new year, 2021.
It's off to a great start, ladies and gents. I can tell you that.
And who's here with us today?
I'm
Today
Ever
we
Miller.
are.
Oh, I took your job, Aiden. Anyways,
It's okay.
I'm Ever Miller.
Today we are greeted with the one and only Ever Miller. Tell us about yourself, Ever.
Oh Lord. I wasn't ready for these types of questions. All right, I'm a sophomore.
Give us your life story.
My life story. I act sometimes. I do stuff.
Get out.
And
You
okay.
you do stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you want me to
I'm
talk
stuff.
more about it?
Yeah. Go. If you want to go into deep
All
on
right,
stuff.
the stuff that I do, it's a weird thing called acting, right? I've been doing it for some years now, and now I'm in the drama program. That's how I got here, so here we are.
Wow. That's
Amazing.
a great life story.
I think I saw that in a movie somewhere.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we're moving on.
All right. Next question.
Ever,
Mhm.
what have you been up to lately? How's
Late-
the new year been treating you?
How's the new year been treating me? For me, it's been good so far. I've been taking up a lot of side tasks and just things I do for fun. Like I started a stream, so I'm battling your guys' podcast. So good luck with that.
I'm not sure you're battling
Yeah,
per
that's,
se.
okay. Okay.
I'm taking your viewers. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
But yeah.
I think you mean listeners. Who's this guy?
My bad. I'm a streamer, by the way. But yeah, I've been just doing that lately, and it's been a lot of fun. So my 2021 so far has been okay.
And where are you streaming?
I'm streaming on Twitch.
Okay.
Twitch.tv/Kickcroft, by the way. We will link it in the description.
Yeah, go follow
Jackson,
it.
you'll do that. Look, it's popping up right there.
Yeah, it's
Right there.
Right.
Well, you missed it.
It's up here.
Gone.
Oh. How is your career on Twitch been so far? How is your takeoff been?
Okay, so funny story. I've gotten a lot of help from the drama program that I'm so grateful for. There's this thing on Twitch called Twitch Affiliate, and that's pretty much the first step into actually becoming a streamer, right? And it's where you can actually start making money and stuff like that. And I speed ran it in the 7 days that there's a minimum of 7 days that you have to do to get affiliate, because you have to stream on 7 different days. And so I've done that, and I met all the requirements, so I'm gonna sign up for that tonight. So that's pretty cool.
That's a pretty big achievement.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Excited.
Nice.
Is that is it difficult for you to, just stream for extended periods of time, or is it pretty relaxing?
It depends. If I have a lot of action in chat and I can interact with people, it's pretty fun, and it just it feels right. But I did a one stream where I had an average of 1 viewer, and I was talking to myself the entire time, and that really takes a toll on me.
Shout out
When
to
I was-
Riley Soder.
Well,
When
it was
I
actually
would,
me for most of the time. Okay.
Damn. When I would stream in the past, because what I used to do is I would stream for 3 months straight and then take a year break and then get back on it. It was typically just over summer, but I would have nights at 12 a.m. where for 3 hours I would talk to myself playing a Minecraft SMP, and it was just borderline painful.
Yeah.
So
I remember staying up and playing Overwatch with you or something, or just playing anything with you, and then just constantly refreshing the page and jumping onto your stream.
yeah,
Just
and
to
then I
get the
still never
average
got
viewers.
affiliate.
Yeah.
Hey, you just employ Riley and you'll get an extra average. Riley got I give it all to Riley though, because without him I wouldn't be at my affiliate, because I got so much help from him. So that's my bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Riley has redeemed himself since last week coming onto the podcast when he won this week's top fish.
Yep.
You know, good for him on doing that, and he's finally proven why he got it.
Good for him.
He's making it.
All right. So this is kind of pretty topical. Right now, we just got back into doing school online. But do you have like a funny or just very interesting memory of like elementary school and just that
Elementary
whole
school.
experience? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a good story from when I was a rebellious first grader.
Or revolting children.
Age 6, most wanted.
Yeah, so me and my friend at the time, my best
You're
bud,
goons.
we were absolute troublemakers, right?
Absolute
So-
goons.
I can't believe I'm now gonna put this out there on the Boys Dressing Room podcast, but we once flooded the bathroom in first grade.
How? How did
okay.
this happen?
So hear me out. We turned on a sink and we put towels on the drain, and we just left it there. We thought
Just one sink?
Yeah, and we're like, oh, someone will find it, right? It wasn't too bad, right? I feel bad for the janitor, but I was a kid, I didn't know. But yeah, we like turned it on, and then like 2 hours later, the janitor found it, and it was like there's water like spilling all over like the bathroom floor, and I was like, our teacher, like all the teachers, like, who did this? You better fess up, and I never got out. So.
Well, funny enough, you bring up the janitor. He's actually here with us in studio.
Oh, really?
Come on in. It's just Riley.
Damn, if only we had planned that bit.
Oh my god. Yeah. So
Oh,
that
That's
was-
okay. That's okay.
Wait,
I'll talk to him
did
right
you
now.
get in trouble? Like, so no one...
No one caught you?
No one. Yeah, no one found out.
What?
Yeah.
I remember in like 6th or 7th grade, I like the same premise basically. I walked into the bathrooms and I noticed that someone had clogged up the drain of one of the sinks with like paper towels, and so they tried to flood the bathroom.
It was
And I think this was during a PE period, and I remember I went into the bathrooms and I was doing a scavenger hunt with like some other kids in the class, and when they saw it, they started freaking out, and I was like, what's the issue here? So I literally just stuck my hand and grabbed the paper towels and threw them away. There could have been piss on them, but we will never know.
You know, a
And
true
I
hero.
will not. I don't want to know, but
Well, you caught one of my stunts, so there you go.
Aiden has just saved the entire school.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember this one time. This doesn't have to do with like anything I did, but did you guys ever have like a student store, like where the kids
Yes.
ran?
Yes.
So in
Mhm.
3rd grade, I think at Painted Sky, we did that, and it was set up in like the 3rd grade patio, and all the kids were lined up, and you basically had like $10 or whatever you had, and you donated a thing that would be purchased, and the money from that was going to go towards like our field trip or something. And I just saw this kid shoplifting. And he was a couple kids in front of me, so I'm like, did I think I just saw what I just saw? And he had one of those hoodies that had like the faces in them, and like, you know, where you could put the hoodie over
Creeper
and zip
hoodie,
up?
the creeper hoodie.
One of the ones that you could zip up the hoodie.
Yeah.
And, like, you could,
Yeah.
and what he was doing is like putting him in his hood and just like zipping it up. So by the end,
Wouldn't they fall out like at the bottom of the hoodie?
what he did is that he just I don't know what his plan was. He just kept stuffing his hood with like miscellaneous, like none of it was good. It was like his top item was like a Power Ranger with a broken leg.
Or like the little like the silly wristbands.
Yeah.
Like create that are like
God.
weird shapes. Yeah.
Okay,
Or
do you
so he-
remember? Oh wait.
Go ahead,
Go
go ahead.
Oh wait. All right. So, we had this student store, but they got this was for field trips, and they got this stuff before, like the school provided it, right? And there's these things called smensels. and
Smensels.
yep, you know what I'm talking about.
The pencil of the next generation.
Yeah. So you would just like smell them, and they would smell good, right? I don't know, but there's some kid that every time they like restock them, he bought out the entire stock and started upselling them like at lunch. Like,
Who is this kid?
He was starting Depop at like age 6.
I think his name.
Gentrification. Jeez.
I want to say his name was Michael or something like that. I don't remember.
Michael.
But this kid was a gangster. Okay, he would buy this crap and then he was at like the corner of like the
He had a
like, the
designated.
playground. Yeah, he was at the corner of the playground, and kids would go to him. They like sold for 25 cents, and he would sell them for 50 cents. And he's like, everyone likes the blueberry stuff, the blueberry ones, right? Because they're the best.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
he sold those for 75, and he like just kept them like in his.
Oh my!
And like he just stood back there with his friends, and people would go up to him and like buy Smencils from him.
Did he wear like a
Early
trench
form
coat
of
and like
Depop.
glasses?
No, but he did wear like he wore like a black hoodie with like the obey on it.
What grade was he in?
I think this was like around like 3rd or 4th grade, I think.
This is before you got elected class president, right?
Yeah, that was 5th grade. Oh lord, that was.
You had. I'm sorry, I can't get over the fact that a kid had an obey hoodie at age 9.
And he not
Oh,
only
he was hardcore.
he started his own market. Like, props to that kid though. Like, think about it.
I know.
You
I wonder where he
buy.
is right now.
That's so crazy. You buy one Smencil, like the blueberry one, and now you can
Yeah.
now buy 3.
Yeah.
Wild.
Crazy.
That's wild. Did you guys ever
I
like
wonder
get hurt at school for any reason? Like,
Oh my.
I have a good one.
Okay. All right. So they made when I was in 4th grade, they made a whole new playground, right?
Mhm.
But this thing was deadly. It had I think we had about 5 accidents in the 2 years that it was there, like bad. Like so there was this spinny thing. Like it was like a cage and like you spun on it, right?
Mhm.
And it could go light speed. And kids would like be called like spinners and they would just stay on there and then people would like rotate like because there would be like 3 people on it at like once.
Mhm.
There was one person that stayed and they were like good at spinning it, so they like spun around and then pulled themselves in and created like so much force that it would go like super fast. And that with elementary schoolers is not a good idea.
I think
kids
I
went
think I know what you're
flying.
talking about.
what
yeah,
school
kids
did you
would-
go to ever?
I went to Copper Creek.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there's
Um,
some kid that fell off and like broke his arm like on the like he was like hanging on like and he like flew off and like broke his arm like on like one of the side pieces of metal.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing is cemented down now. So
There is I think we were playing on one of those
In
when
New
I think
Mexico?
no, it was when we were hanging out with Ty, I think. At the playground
I have a
nearby. It was
video of
that
that,
thing. Yeah, those were wild. I fell off multiple times. That was the first time I'd ever used one of them.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
Dude.
I have a good getting hurt story.
Mhm.
So in 5th grade, we were doing it might have been Ames at the time or Easy
Oh.
Merit, I don't remember.
Well, I think it
It's
was
just
Ames still during. Was it 4th
Yeah,
grade
so
that for us that it was Ames and then 5th grade it switched?
I think so. I don't know. Whatever. It was standardized testing in our local state, and during that week we were like it was because during these weeks we would just like test for like hours, like just hours upon hours, and so we would sometimes get breaks. Well, on like on a Friday or something, it was at like in the afternoon, so it was a longer break, I think. We decided to play dodgeball,
Oh no.
but not use dodgeballs. We decided to use like basketballs and soccer balls and stuff because we didn't have anything else. And so we're playing, right? And I thought we established a rule where you could only go beneath like the waist. I was misinformed apparently. So these 2 kids still go to the school that all 3 of us go to. But I got one of them out, and this kid was best friends with another kid. And so when I got him out, the other kid started chasing me across the field.
Oh, no.
That's
Just
such like
threw the-
such like a little kid thing to just chase
Yeah.
the person you have a grievance with.
He threw the ball as hard as he could at my head. hit me smack in the back of the head. Like I flipped over and then got like a mild concussion.
Oh my gosh.
I swear these
That-
like, elementary schools are like less safe than any other place on the planet.
And they're so unsanitary.
Did like what happened? Did you get like taken to the nurse or?
So my mom worked at the school at the time, so I just went into her office and kind of laid down for a bit. Then I went back to class, but like the kids made fun of me after that for like getting hurt, I guess.
Way to go to your mom, that was idiot. You should have just died.
No, literally, that was what it was. That was what it was. They were like, "Oh, you went to your mom's classroom," and I was like, "You just gave me a mild concussion. What else could I do? Tough it out."
Next time when you bleed out, just like don't
cover it up. Go to the
Jeez.
nurse for. If you're bleeding out, go to the nurse for some salt water in a cone-shaped cup.
But you need to have some ice, so
Yeah.
just put on ice.
My lord, it was oh my god, I
have,
still hate both of them to this day.
do you see them very often? Like,
No, they're.
I make
not
it a
good
point
kids,
not
but-
to.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There was this one time in like second grade, and me and my friend were playing on like a smaller field because there's the big field with like soccer and everyone was playing over there, and then away from the playground there's just a smaller field, and by the smaller field there's just like some tiny rocks, and one of my friends had climbed up into a tree, and I didn't know where they were, so I just kept calling out their name, and then I look over, and I hear someone yell my name, and I'm like, oh, my friend, and I look up, he jumps out of the tree. And he lands on top of me. And he's like pretty decent up. And this is second grade, so I think he's like 30 feet in the air. And he just lands right on top of me, hits me on my like shoulders, and I get taken down to the ground. And I was like maybe 3 inches away from like these sharp rocks that like I could have just gone like back first into and cracked my head open. But I got knocked out. So he just hopped down, pounced on me, if you will. And I am knocked unconscious. And literally,
cat boy.
like it's a scene in a movie. My eyes like would open and shut and open and shut, and I'd like be further along than I was. And like I just remember my second grade teacher like picking me up on her shoulder, like she was like a lineman for the Chicago Bears, and just put me on her back and just started going. And she was like a fairly small person, like maybe being generous, like 5 foot.
I don't want to imagine that you're second grade in that story. I'd like to imagine that you're your current height.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
so she's just like just holstering you.
But yeah, the best part is I'm waking up and my first thought was, why is my second grade teacher holding me? And then I realized like I felt the back of my neck and I was just bleeding a little bit. It wasn't like anything serious. But I was like, oh, I got knocked out. And then I woke up. Now all of a sudden, there's this like really tiny girl. Like only the small people in my class were there to help me. Because there was this girl who, she was very nice and like very sweet, but she could not support me. She tried to take one of my shoulders while my teacher was still carrying me in the other arm, just to, like relieve the pressure. But instead, I'm dangling sideways and just being like essentially jostled around by the two, and like nothing's happening. I wake up in the nurse's office eventually, and then the nurse was like, "Wow, you took an awfully bad fall. What happened?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
I don't.
I haven't realized until now how like primal like elementary school is.
Yeah.
I was like on like the playground. I just remember this. There's like I had another friend named Riley in elementary
Oh, no.
school, right?
Interesting.
And he was we were like on the monkey bars, right? And he thought it would be a good idea to try to like hang like this with his arms, people can't see, but like one wedging his arms like between the like bars, so like he's like it's held
Jesus
up.
on the cross.
Well, like there's like one, like his hand is like under one of the bars, and then his elbow is like over one of them.
Okay,
he's, like,
so
he's
he's kind
hanging
of
there.
wrapped himself
yeah.
almost like.
Yeah, so he thought it'd be a good idea, and I watched that man break his arm right in front of me. And like it bent back, and he like fell down like a good like 3 feet onto his back. And he was just like sitting there, and we had to like go get the nurse and stuff. But like I was so young, I was like traumatized by this guy, just like standing here because I'm I'm like a fourth grader, and I'm like shouldn't be seeing this stuff.
The
but he's
nerve
just
to
laying
break
on the
his arm
ground
in
with, like, a
front of
band.
Ever.
I
That
know,
jerk.
right? But yeah, elementary school's whack.
What happened? Like, so the kid, like, I'm assuming, like, got a cast, whatever. And then
Yeah.
did he say anything? Like, hey, remember when I broke my arm in front of you?
I haven't talked to him since like 5th grade, so I don't know what that man is doing
Since
right now. Maybe it's,
since
maybe
the
it's
incident.
Riley. Maybe it's Riley Soder.
Maybe it is Riley. There was this one time where I went to a birthday party in elementary school. I think it was 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was like a lot of kids there, and we all decided to collectively go to the trampoline and jump on it together.
How many people
And
were
so
there?
there was like 12 kids. So we were all on the trampoline. And there was just like a lot of kids crowding around me. So I started to back up. Little did I know I was at the net. So I literally just like a scene straight out of like, I don't know, like a James Bond movie, like just fall backwards and smack my head right onto like concrete.
Oh, or you were like, what happened? Are you all right?
I don't even remember. I was dead. No, I didn't go unconscious or anything. It was just I was really sore for like the next couple weeks. I don't think I had a concussion, but I was just like, ooh.
I couldn't read. That's all.
We were supposed to. That was supposed to be like a sleepover birthday party, but I had to go home early because I was like, I can't. I might like if I tried to lay down, it was.
You almost were sleeping forever party.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift home style.
I was almost dead.
Wow.
Yes, I was.
I had this so my old friend that like he was like pretty much my only friend throughout like like most of elementary school except for like when he left in 3rd grade.
Did you flood the school with him?
No, I met him halfway through 1st grade, and then
Okay.
I stayed friends with him till like 7th grade, right?
Gotcha.
So I went to his house, like he had like an old house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I swear it was cursed. Like every time I went there, I got hurt, right? So like for like a period of like a month, like I went there like pretty much every week, right, to hang out with him.
Mm-hmm.
And every single time I got hurt in some way, and it was like the
What?
month leading up to him moving his house, right? So like the first time we were like jumping on his trampoline, right? And he like jumped, like it didn't have a net because it got torn down, and we were he was like
Uh-oh.
double jumping me, and I like slipped and like jumped like backwards and out and landed onto his rock and got like a small little pebble like lodged into my palm.
Ooh.
Ah.
And then, so that was like one of the mishaps, and that was so bad. And then another one, we were like playing football outside in his backyard, and the football got stuck in a tree. So I was like, oh, I'll go climb up and get it. And I stepped
Big
on a
mistake.
thorn, and it must have hit it must have like hit like a vessel or something, because that like bled all over my foot like for the entire day.
Ooh.
And then we were playing hide and seek in the dark, right? for no reason.
Not for no reason.
And then we were like running around his house, right?
With scissors.
And then he like jumps out of the doorway to scare me, and we like collide like our heads, and I got like most of the force, and my head started bleeding, and I saw the blood, and I literally told him like, I'm going to die, and he's like, no, you'll be okay. And then how he like comforted me, he gave me Dora fruit snacks, and then made me watch SpongeBob, and that's how I got calmed down.
SpongeBob. I keep
Should
getting
we
off.
apply like a warning to any of this in case like people are
Trigger warning, elementary school.
no, just like
Um,
I don't know, bleeding and breaking arms.
Trigger warning, boys being boys.
Boys will
Oh
be
my God.
boys.
You know it.
Oh,
That's the
that just
episode
reminded.
title for this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That reminded me of a conversation I had in middle school. I'm not gonna get in depth.
Oh,
with this,
I
but
know.
literally, we were having a discussion in like social studies or something, and it was a Socratic, and it was about women in sports and the clothing they wear, and literally, I think the question was along the lines of, should boys be taught to control themselves so they don't like keep like like looking at girls when they like aren't wearing as much clothing for comfort, and the kid literally just went, "Boys will be boys." So I mean, this was in the 8th grade
In a Socratic seminar.
in a Socratic seminar.
Did he
It was
get
bad.
credit?
That's a great question. Moving
That's
on.
what everyone's That's what everyone's wondering.
We will follow up later.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
middle school is just like so scuffed when I think about it. Like in elementary school, you at least have a very like fondness to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of it. They're like, oh, I just remember how easy this was or how great this was. But middle
Right.
school is just like every experience I think back to, I'm like, either why did I do that thing or why was I allowed to do that thing? And I just so much regret.
I feel
My
like 5th grade is when I peaked. So middle school is
Fifth-
just like
4th grade was when I peaked. 4th grade was when I peaked.
I think it's the
I've been
same
going
for me
downhill
ever
ever
at
since.
5th grade. Just
yeah.
damn.
Because that's when was it 4th or 5th grade? No, yeah, 4th grade was when I met Ben Carroll, and then Macy and Kaya I got closer with. So, and those are like 3 of like my best friends. So I think 4th grade is when I peaked.
Yeah.
Um,
I peaked in 5th grade because I was like seen as like a popular kid just because I had a cool name, right? And then when I went into 6th grade, I realized that that's not what makes you popular. And then I was hanging out with like that group and stuff, and I was like, wait, I actually hate this. And then I was just like trying, like, of course, like I had like Livy that like helped me a lot throughout middle school.
Shout
and,
out
like,
to her.
Shout out to Livy if you're listening.
Show me.
But yeah, I was like literally sitting down for lunch, and these boys were like throwing apples at each other's heads, and I was like, what is this?
Was that 6th grade?
Yeah, that was like the first day of 6th grade.
Did you guys ever ride the bus? Like
Lord.
to school?
Sometime. I think
Oh my God.
for a period of time I did.
Okay, because I have too many horror stories from riding the bus to and from school every day.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just remembered in middle school, I went on the bus home, and my house is like 5 minutes away from the school.
Okay.
So it was like a 10-minute bus ride just because there were other stops too. I fell asleep on the bus, woke up, and I was in the Fry's parking lot for some reason. And like the bus, there was one kid
He wasn't
left.
even in the bus anymore.
There was one kid left, and then the bus driver, and I was like, where am I? And I was like, I went up to the bus driver and I was like, hey, you missed my stop because I was asleep. And she was like, you're still on the bus? I was like, yes, I am. For some reason, we had to switch buses halfway through because I think the AC was broken or something.
That happens quite a bit.
So we switched buses in the Fry's parking lot, and then I got dropped off.
Oh my gosh.
I that just came back to me.
That's so funny. That you just woke up and you're like, why am I in a Fry's parking lot?
Where am I? I've heard
Where
like,
am I?
stories of people like falling asleep and they like end up in like the bus lots. Like, at,
Yeah, that terrifies
that
me.
would be terrifying.
The worst
with
part
no
is
one-
like how would they know which one you're in? Especially
How would you know what to do
I mean,
if you're in
I
like
guess
middle
the-
school and you don't have a phone?
I guess the emergency like things were. Oh wait, but like no contacting people. Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
yelling at everyone. You're like, hey, I need your phone, but that's also pretty sketch.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember this one time I was on the bus, and literally, I don't know what the conversation was about, but you know how kids, like the cool kids would like sit in the back of the bus?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, oh, that way the bus driver can't like hear what we're talking about or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a kid who just sat in the middle aisle in the very back, and the bus driver, I don't know what he did to him in his his past life, but he hated this kid.
Oh.
And one day he brake checked him, and he flew. He took flight.
That's actually kind of funny though.
That's
He had
really
it coming.
funny.
That kid was like kind of the worst, but like he saw red. He literally just brake checked, and I just see it like it's in slow motion, like in Over the Hedge when the little like fast guy's going, and he just zooms past me, just and he's just going very slowly, and then his backpack like hit him afterwards because he was like sitting on it in the middle. So like you see him go up like 7 rows, and then by the time he like gets to his feet, his backpack just slams in the back of the head. So I see him look back for half a second and then just decked, and he was just on the floor, and all I hear the bus driver say is, "Sorry."
Hey,
Sorry!
bus driver, though.
Shout out to that bus driver.
He literally took it into his own hands.
Oh my lord. It's really funny. All right.
Riding the bus is whack.
Riding the bus is quite a time.
Right. I think this is a perfect time to now give away this week's top fish.
Oh yeah. Do you want a drum roll again?
Yeah, because that worked very well last time, and everyone loved it, and we synced it so perfectly.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
Wait, what is happening?
This week we're giving away this week's top fish. There's only one new nominee, but I will just add in the reoccurring people, minus one Riley Soder, because he already won.
You got it. All right. Just list off the nominees, and then when you announce the person, I'll do a drum roll.
Okay. So we got the new addition, Ashley Horger.
Woo!
Woo woo. Ben Carroll.
Woo!
Allison Jennings.
Woo!
Taylor Swingle.
Yeah.
And Noel.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I think this week we're gonna give it to a drum roll. One, Ben Carroll.
Woo! That was oh my god.
You guys, oh my god. I literally electric. I am tingling right now.
Okay, I wouldn't want to scream because then my mic would peak so loud.
I tried to go into head voice for that, and then it just did not work.
Anyways, I feel like Ben Carroll definitely deserves it. Super nice. Literally couldn't ask for a better friend.
The Osu god.
Only reason I understand a single thing maybe in chem is definitely him. And I appreciate all his continued work, and especially on Matilda coming up. That'll be very fun, very cool.
King stuff.
Congrats, Ben.
Stuff. Yeah. All right. I'm going to introduce the next question.
Go ahead.
What was your favorite memory from 2020?
Favorite memory 2020?
Yes.
I'm going to have to think about that a little bit, but
Go to commercial.
Yeah, commercial time, guys. Ad break maybe. But
Ad break. You can have multiple. You don't have to have just one. I think favorite memories.
I'm just gonna say something that pops up to my head right now is definitely like the one thing that's popping up mainly is when we were outside of that McDonald's, like me, you, like Gabby, Kendall, and Allie,
yeah, that was fun.
See the light or whatever that song
And last I say the light.
That's what I can remember right now. Broadway Showcase was obviously amazing.
Broadway Showcase was a great time.
I loved the Minecraft server.
Yeah, that
got me close
really
to
cool.
everybody, so I really appreciated that. Yeah, those are like some of my favorite memories of 2020. I think
That's really good. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what happened into. I have a good one. So before shutdown of everything, we had a movie night in the the auditorium, and we watched Finding Nemo. So that was really fun. It was chaotic, and
I would like to make an apology. I was talking for most of the duration of the movie and got yelled at. That's on me.
I was never in one spot for more than 5 minutes. I would keep moving.
Me and Aiden would just like. I still have pictures from when we just were laying on the floor, just taking pictures randomly of each other.
Yeah, I have them too. We were just migrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that was wow. Who would have thought that we eventually made it to Disneyland, right, guys? Oh my god.
Yeah, we definitely went there.
I found Taylor Swingle sent me this video of just us during Broadway Showcase when it was like we got a like not a welcome bag but like a trip bag to essentially everything we need before we go to Disneyland. And it is so funny where the video cuts off at, because it just goes, yeah, we're going to Disneyland, and then it just ends.
Silence.
For those of you unaware, we
Silence.
never went to Disneyland because
We did not go to
2 days
Disneyland.
before we
Those
were
of you-
supposed to go. It got
Those
closed
of
down
you
due to
audio
COVID.
listeners. Yeah.
I remember the moment we found out. Benji and I were in our Spanish class, and we were just so heartbroken.
I was in. Okay, I still have never seen Disneyland, and I've been keeping that like away.
Where were you? Where were you when we found out about the cancellation of the Disneyland trip?
Yeah, I've been trying to. So I've done a good job limiting myself from seeing any Disneyland related content, and I still have no idea what it looks like. So
That's
I'm
interesting.
still so excited, but I have to wait probably like another year to like see.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which is sad.
And another
But
like
honestly, yeah.
downside to that too is that we were potentially going to do a New York trip later on that fall.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah. Well,
We were
we
supposed
would
to,
have
like,
already
go,
done
like-
it. That's crazy.
Yeah, we would have. It was gonna be
I
the
thought it
week
would have been in
before
this-
Christmas.
No, I think she was thinking fall.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
She said she
wild.
wanted to go the week before Christmas, I think, just to like experience that.
That would have been so
would've-
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my favorite memory of 2020 probably I did love the Spy Kids marathon. That was really funny.
That was a good one.
And then there was way too many inside jokes, and half of them are all coming back to me right now. That was a great time. But other than that, Broadway Showcase definitely. It's great to experience that with everyone.
hmm
I
And that was your first show,
yeah,
like first show you were like
yeah,
acting side.
and that was very strange because it's like I'm so happy that everyone was so helpful and like supportive because I very much did not know what I was doing at all, and it's weird thinking that it'll almost be a year since then in this March, right?
Oh my gosh.
So it's like not that it's like I've drastically improved in everything and I'm a professional, but it's like it's so noticeable just the progress I've made with myself. Not to say that I'm comfortable where I'm at, but like it's so much better, and I'm very thankful for everyone who played a part in that progress being
Yeah.
made.
And I think that's just like the beauty of like acting in general. Like I haven't received in general like real like acting like classes, but I've done like shows, and obviously there's like guidance throughout the way, but over like the years, like just doing acting helps you out so much. And if I looked back at me like doing Peter Pan, I would be like
Mortified.
cringy. So yeah, it would be even back to like when I did Beauty and the Beast. Like I had like all these things that I now like don't do. Like I used to like put my arms out like to my sides just randomly for no reason. That was like one of my things. Yeah.
Oh, this is off topic, but something I noticed whenever I'm just, I guess, standing or singing or really doing anything on stage, and I'm just doing like a park and bark. My dad took a video of me doing "You Will Be Found," and I noticed that I do this thing with my hands where I try to crack like my index finger, and I kind of go back and forth, and I do it over and over again, and so it's kind of like a weird habit of mine now.
Or do you like try and avoid it more and more?
I try to because I noticed it and I was like, what am I doing?
I look like an idiot.
No, because it's literally just me front center stage and I'm doing that. And so I feel like there could have been a chance where like people's attentions were pointed to.
Uh-huh. At the very least, it's like that character. It's like that they have anxiety and like fits, and like
True, but it's also out of context.
yeah, that
Yeah.
song I feel like doesn't lend itself as much to like little tiny fidgets because it's supposed to be like,
Mhm.
hey, this is the triumphant moment.
Yeah. Wild.
So kind of moving away from 2020, have you do you make any like New Year's resolutions or just anything like
Me?
that? Yeah.
All right. I as a rule don't really make a lot of New Year's resolutions, such as just like recommendations to myself, because then I know if I do anything if I make any resolutions concrete, I'll never do them. So, my goal, at least I don't like setting like numerical values, but my goal this year is just to put on some extra weight, because over quarantine, I've lost like 9 pounds, which is not good for me because I'm so small. So I've been trying to eat a lot more lately. Like I get the 4x4s at In-N-Out now.
The 4x4s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started getting the 3x3s. So.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Cause I definitely need to start eating more. But that was my like main thing.
I think that's a pretty
going
good
into-
resolution.
Oh, for sure. I think it's kind of. I really liked what you said about like not setting that goal for yourself, because then you don't want to like come down on yourself if you don't achieve
Yeah.
it. But
Because I don't want to say like
I do
wanna
think
get to
having
this
something-
weight.
yeah, I feel like it's like when you have it that abstract, it allows you to still achieve it if that's something you're looking for, but having it be the only thing you're focused on kind of loses a lot of its, you forget a lot of the other stuff too, to where it's like,
Yeah.
unless that's the one thing you're striving for, it's probably gonna
Mhm.
negatively
And that
impact
makes it to
everything
the-
else.
It makes it to the point where even if I like gain 1 pound, I'll still be satisfied.
Gotcha.
What about you, Aiden? Any resolutions?
A big one for me right now is and it doesn't have to be completed, but I would like it to be. Since I'm starting my senior year in now 7 months.
What? Congratulations on you starting your senior year.
Yeah, yep, only me.
Mhm.
Since we're starting our senior year in 7 months, I would like to figure out what I'm doing with my life. Just a major, at least, for college, because I want to try to go to an out-of-state college, but I gotta figure out what I'm majoring in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Woo!
Woo!
Life.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I cannot wait. Another one that I guess is just a little less
Impactful.
impactful, stressful, that kind of thing. Just be more true to myself, I guess, this year,
Do you feel like
without regrets.
was it just like the inability to do that last year? I mean, obviously, very much restricted, and we still are.
Not
now.
like, not necessarily.
Uh-huh.
I just feel like I've been able to be more myself recently, and I want to keep it that way and not feel like I have to pull back.
Okay.
So yeah. What about you, Benji? What are your resolutions this year?
Tell us.
To tell us.
Kind of the only like big one is probably just taking better care of myself, to where like my sleep schedule is kind of what it is. I can really work on that, but I don't know how much better it's gonna get. But like more so just like making sure that like I'm at least eating 3 meals, which
Yeah.
is like kind of hard at like reasonable times, not just at like 4 a.m, because I can. And then also like making sure that I like keep with like my facial hygiene, like to wash my face and like do all that stuff, because that's not something I've ever been great at, and I'm sure my mom will appreciate that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's also something that it's like you can start doing it, but it really doesn't show for a while, so it kind of makes you less motivated to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something I need to do a lot more too, is because I take terrible care of myself. I think like I take better care of like people around me than myself at this point. But I've been like trying lately to just like say like with the eating thing, I've been trying to eat 3 meals a day, even if it's like something small. And like obviously like facial hygiene again for me, like my nighttime routine, I've added a lot to it just to make sure like everything is like better off, because I've been breaking out a lot in like the sides of my face. So I'm like, hey, maybe I need to like work on that, and then at night I like keep up my hair after I wash my face, so it's like not like getting it in that way. So yeah, I've been working on that a lot too lately.
That's good. Yeah.
That's good.
There's a whole bunch of like little tiny things, but it's not so much like I want to achieve that. It's very much kind of like what you're saying, very like loose and not like out in front of me, towards like I don't need to have perfect skin in like 2 months, but it's like that would be cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, not like a resolution, but I made a bet with Ty that by the end of the school year, I need to get my splits. So I've been working on that too.
Oh Lord.
How close are you? Like, is it getting there?
Okay. In the past like 2 weeks I've been working on it, I've gotten down like 4 inches more. So,
Wow.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
nice.
progress, so I'll take it.
For sure.
That's another thing I guess I'd like to improve dancing, but I'm pretty content with where I am for like singing and acting right now, which I'm actually pretty happy about because I don't know, I was really down on myself last year for a lot of things musical theater related, so I'm glad to be at a point that I'm at least satisfied with.
Ever, what did you bet Ty?
Okay. Here's the bet, all right? So, I'm not saying that it's going to be at In-N-Out, but I kind of want it to be at In-N-Out. We were saying, "Hey, at the end of the year, we're going to go out and get some lunch, right? And if one of us doesn't do it, this is kind of pushing both of us cuz we both wanted to get like not only our splits down, that's like one thing because I think that's cool, but also I'm so not flexible that I definitely need to work on that. But so just to push each other, we're like, hey, if I get the splits and Ty doesn't end up doing it, then he buys lunch for us. And then if we both do it, then great, we go to In-N-Out and we do the splits at In-N-Out, right?
And then you eat at In-N-Out. It's a win-win.
Yeah. It's a win-win.
Do it in the drive-thru.
No.
In the middle of the drive-thru.
You got to do it in the kitchen.
That's quite epic.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You see, that would have been a really good question to end off on, but we have one more.
Okay.
Current favorite music artists.
Artists or artist?
I mean, if you have
Artists.
multiple. You know.
Like I said artists.
Okay.
So like multiple, sorry. Yeah.
So I listen to a lot of genres. So I will try to go a little into all of them. I have been listening to a lot of pop rock and like rock lately.
Cool.
Yeah, so there's this I always like for a year now, there's this band called Cage the Elephant that I love. And I like that was like what got me into like trying to find more music and stuff like that band. So I love that band and all their songs. Recently I've been listening to this band called The Rex. I like that. And then there's this band called like Radwimps, right? It's the one that does that soundtrack for that Your Name movie.
Oh, yeah.
They make soundtracks for like a bunch of other movies, and like they make really good music. And
hold on,
like,
I'm looking this up.
of like all different like kinds, right? So I've been just listening to those. Yeah.
Cool.
So you said you liked a lot of genres. Is that why you kind of are a big fan of that last band? Just because you're able to see so many different styles of music?
Yeah, that and I was recommended, like, I haven't usually watched like anime shows and movies, right? And I was recommended online by a random stranger to watch this movie, like this anime, and I really liked it, and I liked the soundtrack, and I also found one of the songs on Osu, so that was epic.
On Osu.
I know, it's sad, but I really liked like the whole story, and like the soundtrack went perfectly with that, and like I fell in love with the song. So then I like looked at like the band, and they make like really, really cool songs, so that's why I like that band a lot. And I also like to just keep variety in what I listen to. Like I have a lot of different playlists with a lot of different genres of music, because like I used to try to fit it all into one big playlist that was like 12 hours long, but that just doesn't work.
Thunder by Imagine Dragons.
Thunder by Imagine Dragons.
Because that just doesn't work when there's all those like different genres. So now I have just set playlists for like my mood at that point. So I have a lot of like I have one. It's a pretty weird playlist, but it's like songs that I would like commit a crime to, right?
I saw you were listening to that.
Yeah, because it's just like a lot of like just like anger songs.
That's what he listened to when he flooded the sinks.
Oh.
Yeah, as a young child,
Gotcha.
I put that on blast.
It was actually just the Despicable Me soundtrack. I'm having a bad day.
A bad day.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's like those are my favorite music right now. So yeah.
So with me, I kind of like go really deep in, like, if I find a band or a couple songs that I like from a band, I go really in depth with them, and sometimes I kind of like burn out. So does it kind of help having that different variety to kind of like
Yeah.
not get tired and stale of the same thing?
Yeah, definitely. Because I have like my like slow song playlist. It also helped that like my slow song playlist has like 120 songs on it, and when I only listen to it like once a week, that's fine. The only like band that I truly haven't like burned out of is Cage the Elephant. Like I've been like listening to them for like a year now, and their songs still hit the same. So I'm like, maybe that says something. But yeah.
Man,
Swag.
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 Honestly, I think this is kind of like random and off topic, but I honestly can't wait just for kind of this year to really get going, because we're picking up some pace, but like school just
Yeah.
kind of drags everything to a halt, in my opinion. Like obviously it's where we're spending most of our time, and getting to do school in whatever fashion is fine, I guess. It just seems like anything that I'm looking forward to is pretty distant. So when the only thing I'm occupying myself with is school, it's just a little bit, like it just keeps grinding away.
Yeah. I mean, I'm for the most part pretty excited for 2021. I mean, not 2021 really, but just the future. Like I know that like it's a new year, you're supposed to feel refreshed, but like for me, I feel like it's just like another day. Like it feels like I don't see the difference between 2020 and 21. It's just a mindset. But still, I'm still excited for like things to come later on in this year. Like obviously, like I've really like going back to like me like streaming and stuff like that. I really enjoy that, and thinking that I can like build like a platform and like build like people like, because I don't specifically want to like be like famous on it. I just find it cool that you can like meet people on there, like really cool people, and like they can like be part of it. You can like make a community of people that you like haven't even met in real life before. So I'm just really excited for that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that mostly, and just seeing what happens later on.
I think a kind of good way to end the podcast is if you have anything you want to say either to a specific person or just to the audience in general, kind of words of advice, just last thought, kind of.
Yeah. So the audience. Okay, all right. I'll say something to the audience. All right. I've already been like falling into this lately, but with the new with going back onto online school, it's like really hard, and I know what it feels like to feel like you're like drowning in stuff, right? Because that was me first semester of the school, because I put everything aside, and then I just drowned in work and got overwhelmed and stuff. So my advice to anyone, if you feel like you're slipping, find a friend and just talk to them, because the most refreshing thing you can do is just having a one-on-one with someone, and just like they don't even have to say anything or provide any advice. It's just they're there to listen. So anyone listening out there, I'm down to listen to what you have to say. And if you feel like you're drowning and stuff, make sure to find a friend that's there to listen. That's my
We will leave Ever's phone number in the description. Call him day or night.
His address.
Leave my Twitch too.
We are already
He will
doing
only
that.
respond to you one-on-one if you're in his chat watching.
And once you subscribe.
Of course.
The two exceptions.
All right.
All right.
Wow, I love this outro music. It's playing. It
Oh
sounds
my
so
god,
good.
whoa. We're fading away. Thank you
No,
for
oh my
listening.
God.
Whoa.
Wow, I can't believe they bought it.